Yes. Good afternoon. First, before we start our ceremony today, if you have a cell phone, would you please put it on silent? Students, put them away. Good afternoon, students, parents, and guests. Welcome to the 2021 Goeppinger Award Convocation. Today is a day to celebrate the academic accomplishments of these young people. It is also a day that reminds our parents and family members, as well as teachers and other school employees, that what we do each and every day does make a difference. Whether you stocked your child on Infinite Campus or you provided yet another copy of an assignment, you have made a difference for these students. Also, it is certainly a day that these young people can look back on and remember that every assignment and every extra minute of studying does pay off. This group of students has excelled in the classroom, and many of them also are talented musicians, artists, athletes, and leaders. They took advantage of the many opportunities at Boone Middle School, Trinity, and Sacred Heart, and have had a lot of fun. I am especially proud of this group of students and how they persevered through the most unique and challenging school year ever. They faced the unknowns and the challenges head on and didn't let that hold them back. I know that they are going to find success no matter what the situation. The Goeppinger Award was established in 1923, and early day Boone businessman Mr. Louis Goeppinger set up a fund in his will in the hopes that academic excellence and good conduct would be encouraged among students in the middle grades. The award was originally presented to the top 2 males and top 2 females in the class. In 1957, it was decided to honor more students by presenting the award to the top 10% of the class, and in the 1980s, the criteria was changed so that any student who maintained a 3.5 GPA throughout middle school would qualify. Award winners must be enrolled as full-time students and attend the Boone schools for at least 3 of the 4 semesters of middle school, including the spring semester of the 8th grade. The qualifying GPA this year was determined at the end of the 3rd quarter. Today we are honoring 83 students who have achieved this academic standard that is required. 30 of these students are completing middle school with a perfect 4.0 GPA. We look forward to their achievements in high school. To our award winners, we hope that your efforts at Boone Middle School have helped you develop habits necessary to succeed in the future. And remember, when you step into Boone High School this August, you are starting over. So make the best of that new beginning. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the parents, family members of our award winners. We know that your support and encouragement of these students have enabled them to succeed. So thank you. This afternoon, you're going to hear from one of our middle school teachers who has worked with students as a teacher, as a coach, and as a parent, and who knows what happens when people accept challenges and work hard. After which, you will witness the awarding of the Goeppinger certificates and pins as presented to our recipients this year. Our faculty speaker this afternoon, has been with Boone Schools since 2011. His first assignment was teaching PE and health. He is currently working as an instructional coach at the middle school. In addition to teaching, he has coached both middle school and high school sports. He is a 2006 graduate of Iowa State University, and he received his master's degree from the University of Iowa in 2019. In addition to teaching, he is involved with his church as a confirmation guide and supports the Boone Basketball Club. His family includes his wife, Katie, and his sons, Dylan and Brandon. Please welcome Mr. Holm.
Thank you, Mrs. Newcomb, for that introduction. And thanks for the opportunity to speak to all of you today. When I was asked to do this, I found myself thinking of several different messages I might have for this group today, having worked with them for 4 years, and some of them I've known even longer. I was trying to find the right message that would be most beneficial to you. I looked back at past presentations I've done, looked for ideas from old classroom lessons, and books I may have read. But as I considered several options and ideas, including cliches, inspirational videos, and book titles, I realized I couldn't try to relate to you today without acknowledging your experiences from the past year. I figured this out while driving back to the middle school Monday night, while still in early prep, well, lots of prep, but still early for where I was in this address. And the song Stronger by Kelly Clarkson came on the radio. I'm a fan. The message of the song allowed me to put myself in your shoes and think about the conversations I've had with many of you. As I listened and thought how many of you may have grown stronger in this last year, a line from the movie Rocky Balboa popped in my head. Hey, I'm addressing middle school kids. Finding inspiration in movies and music is okay, right? But seriously, there's a scene in that movie where Rocky's trying to encourage his son and tells him that life isn't about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and still get back up and keep moving forward. And I realized, in a way, that's what you've had to do this past year. You've taken some hits, and you've decided to get back up. So in thinking of how to truly honor where you are today, it's only fair to recognize the journey that brought you here. We all took some hits this year, but you experienced something that had never happened before to a group of teenagers going through public school. You experienced a sudden, unexpected change in our normal way of school living, unlike any other group before you. And it didn't just affect a small group in one area of the country. It was a culture shock felt by the entire nation. As everything was shutting down, schools were faced with the challenge of how do we continue to provide learning for these students? And what might it look like? But no one really knew what the next steps would be. Teachers, principals, community leaders were all scrambling. What do we do now? What will happen with school? And when could we be back in school? Even with all the uncertainty, there's something I think you all need to recognize about yourselves. As Mrs. Newcomb said, this is not an award that's won in 4 months. A year ago at this time, you had already put yourself in a good position to earn this award you're about to receive. Even with that, however, you may have still been questioning what to expect last fall when we did come back, wondering if you could trust that school would stay open when there was certainly something bigger still happening in our world and it wasn't over. In the last 14 months, you found a way to work through those challenges you faced. You were asked to learn from home last spring, and then come back to learn at school last fall, and then asked to learn at home and at school for a short time last September and October. When you did come back to school, it didn't look the same for you. You've lost sports seasons, music concerts, fun nights, and other things this last year. I know that affected all of you in different ways, yet here you are, proving those hits didn't keep you down. I want to point out these experiences because you've earned the right to receive this award today in spite of those challenges. You deserve this moment in front of your friends, family members, teachers, and others to receive an award for high academic achievement during these challenging times. Keep this in mind. Keep in mind, this is an award that requires consistency over a long period of time as it represents 2 years of your efforts. A 2-year period that was different than any student before you. Your achievements are an example to classmates, younger students, and others about what it means to be resilient, to get back up, keep your focus, and continue towards your goals, even after a gut punch that drastically changed almost everything in your lives. I don't know what it was that specifically has kept you going this last year and put you in these seats today, whether it was self-discipline, support from others, determination to challenge yourself, a positive attitude, or personal goals you wouldn't let go of. Honestly, I don't need to know. We don't need to know. However, it's hopefully something all of you can identify in yourselves what it was that got you here, because that may be the most impactful learning, lifelong learning, you take away from the last year. When things changed, what was it that kept you going, kept you striving to do your best, allowing you to believe in yourself and keep pushing forward? Was it your goals, discipline, or determination? Was it because someone was there for you to encourage you, support you, or even hold you accountable to continue your journey in learning? Who might those people have been? How did they help the most? What new strategies did you need to learn for staying organized, using online tools, balancing your schoolwork around making lunch, taking care of siblings, doing chores, or anything else you were asked to do when you weren't at school or able to be at school? Your answers to those questions are different for all of you, but they are answers that can give you a set of resources to help you through the highs and lows of high school and beyond. Turn those experiences, the resources you found, and strategies you used that helped you succeed into a toolbox for high school. Call on them when you need them and make them a part of how you do things. As I think about my experiences with you and your classmates, I can honestly say it's been a privilege for the chance to get to know all of you, coach many of you, and see all of you grow up these last 4 years. The future class of 2025 has earned the respect of everyone who's had a chance to work with you, and you will soon have new opportunities to keep building your legacy through high school. You're about to move on by overcoming challenges like no one else before, and please know this: you took the hits, you got back up, and you have become stronger. Thank you so much for the privilege of speaking to you today. Good luck, and please know you all are appreciated. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Holm. At this time, we're going to proceed with the presentation of the awards. Mr. Kelly, middle school principal, and Mrs. Newell, assistant middle school principal, will introduce each student, and then he or she will receive a certificate from Mr. Kelly or Mrs. Newell. Then they'll sign the official Goeppinger Awards scroll and receive a Goeppinger pin from Mr. Holm. However, the Goeppinger pins have not arrived, so we'll pretend that happens. And I promise you, I will make sure that they all get their pin. It's a pretty important thing. I still have mine from a few years ago. We will make sure that the students do get those. As I introduce your student, I invite you as a parent or guardian to stand up so we can also recognize your support. Please hold your applause until all students have received their awards, and then we'll present the class as a whole.
Sydney Adams. Switch sides with me. Elijah Allen. Delaney Anderson. Jackson Anderson. Lauren Anderson. Jace Barrick. Briley Bennett. Olivia Billings. Addison Blackman. Dylan Bolton. Lucas Boucher. Cole Bowers. Rachel Breon. Braden Brooks. Carly Bush. Reed Carr. Avery Chestnut. Kaylee Chestnut. Samuel Conlon. Lila Krauthamel. Hannah Davies. Holden Davis. Macy Edson. Adeline Agate. Dylan England. Danielle Eshelman. Samuel Fisher. Justice Fries. Jacqueline Fuentes Cortez. Logan Germain. Pedro Gonzalez. Danielle Goody. Gowdy, sorry. Mia Gravy. Isabella Helene. Ethan Halverson. Braxton Hanson. Isabella Hass. Drew Hayworth. Wyatt Herstrom. Amanda Hilsebeck. Dylan Holm. Hulse. Shannon Jenkins. Noelle Johnson. Gracie King. Kylie Knutson.
Kyanne Lehman. Tyler Lindahl. Haley Lingo. Ann Min Luong. Kyra Majak. Louis Maldonado. Mason McLean. Jordan McLeod. Emma McCullough. Riley Milburn. Cassandra Maltator. Emily Mosier. Nicole Mosier. Chase Mueller. Serena Murphy. Carden Neeram. Maura Nystrom. Tyler Osborne. Avery Overland. Chloe Pearson. Addison Peebler. Jenna Penner. James Penner, Jr. Joseph Postotnik. Haley Peterson. Milo Reinhardt. Maxwell Rolfs. Grace Roney. Aiden Rose. Cooper Santee. Hannah Schmidt. Owen Schneider. Monrad Sherrard. Tyson Shivers. Devin Silva. Walker Smith. Linnea Trudeau. Addie Tunsvik. Sophie Vale. Alana Wadsworth. Elena Wadzinski. Logan Wandry. Jacqueline Webster. Emma Westfall. Alexis Wheeler. Emma Wiebel. Warren Williams.
Please join me in recognizing the 2021 Goeppinger Awards recipients. Before we dismiss this afternoon, there are several people who helped make this assembly possible. Thanks to Mrs. Bow for preparing your certificates, to our custodial staff for setting up the staging area, Luke Fosselman for assisting with the lights and sound, and to the Boone TV crew who is live streaming this event. Let's give all these people a round of applause. At this time, I'd like to turn things over to our principal, Mr. Kelly, for some final comments and for dismissal instructions.
Thank you. Keep it short and sweet. Just want to thank all the parents and families out here. I'm not sure as we thought about this process this year, we ever thought this would take place this year. I've received emails and phone calls all year long from the kids last year, like, when are we going to get Goeppinger from last year? Hoping someday. So glad we could make this day possible. We appreciate the hard work from all the parents and families working through, whether it's been in person, online, at our parochial schools. We appreciate the support of everybody. And so as we go through this process, like Mr. Holmes said, we've overcome a lot of things, and we're glad that we could get in this day, and just want to thank you for your support and your support with your students. Also, as Mrs. Newcomb shared, as we thank people, sometimes we take for granted when people do things and they work with us, and having our counselor retire that's been here all 23 years that I've been here and doing this assembly. I'd just like to thank the people that helped step up, and thank Mrs. Newcomb for stepping up and taking that over, because that's a big role to take over and fill that in that absence. So thank you for that, Darcy. Students, congratulations to the students as everything you've talked about as you move forward and we make it through middle school, 3 weeks-ish about left. Congratulations on your accomplishments. From now, the success that we see our students, that we've seen from you guys, is staying engaged. Stay out for athletics, stay out for drama, keep playing your instruments, meet new friends, challenge yourself to try and be in different groups. Those are the things that will help you be successful and be involved in your school, in your community, and deciding what steps you want to move as you're looking at that 4 years to move on with your career. So congratulations on your accomplishments for that. And as a wise man once said, listen to music. Not sure if I'd pick the one Mr. Holm picked, but we could go with that one. And spend your Sundays watching Rocky. I think that works out okay too. So congratulations on everything that you've accomplished to this part. Congratulations to the class of 2025. As we dismiss for this one, if you guys want to gather around, grab your students, take pictures wherever you need to, in here, out in the hallways, we can dismiss and meet up with your kids, and we'll have plenty of time for that. So congratulations to everybody, and thank you. Have a great day.
Hey Boone High, got an interest in live event production?
Well, Sports Broadcasting is looking for students who might have an interest in graphic design, live event production, commentating, and camera operations.
Come see me, Lucas, and Mr. Brevard for more information or any questions you might have.
We would like to take some time to recognize the Booster Club for all the support they have given this program.
Now more than ever, it's very important that we have this option for those who cannot attend our activities.
The Booster Club bought the live streaming equipment we are using right now to broadcast to you, as well as laptops.
The Sports Broadcasting crew thanks you, and the community of Boone thanks you for all your support.
Thanks for tuning in.
4 semesters of middle school, including the spring semester of 8th grade. The qualifying GPA this year was determined at the end of the 3rd quarter. Today, we're honoring 73 students who achieved the academic standard required. 4 of these students completed middle school with a perfect 4.0 GPA, and we have already seen great achievements from them in high school. To our award winners, we know your efforts at Boone Middle School and your freshman year have helped you develop the habits necessary to succeed in the future. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the parents and family members of our award winners. We know that your support and encouragement of these students have enabled them to succeed, so thank you. This afternoon, you will hear from one of our middle school teachers who has worked with students and who knows what happens when people accept challenges and work hard. After which, you will witness the awarding of the Goeppinger certificates and pins as presented to our recipients this year. Our faculty speaker this afternoon joined the Boone Middle School staff in 2016. Her first assignment was teaching 6th grade language arts, followed by 7th grade reading, and currently she teaches 7th and 8th grade reading. She is a graduate of Boone High School and Iowa State University. She also received the Goeppinger Award in 2008. In addition to teaching, she enjoys spending time with her 2 dogs, her family, and getting lost in a good book. Please welcome Miss Stacy Leeds.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to start by saying congratulations to the winners of the Goeppinger Awards sitting here today. You have all worked very hard to achieve this award, and I know for many of you, this has been a goal of yours since before 6th grade. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Stacy Leeds. A little background knowledge about me is I grew up in Boone. I received this award 13 years ago and graduated from Boone High School in 2012. I then attended the great Iowa State University, studying elementary education. I am currently a 7th and 8th grade reading teacher at the middle school. Most importantly, I have the privilege of teaching these fine students when they were in 6th grade and then again in 8th grade. Mrs. Newcomb asked me to talk to you about what it means to be successful in life. I instantly thought back to the years that we had together in the classroom and all the memories we have made. We've gone through lots of highs and lots of lows together. We have celebrated, overcome challenges, and we have grown. If I had 3 pieces of advice to give you on how to be successful, they would be these. Get involved, be kind, and keep going. What does it mean to be involved? I know you've heard this piece of advice many times, to join clubs, play sports, join student council, play in the band or orchestra, sing in the choir. Whatever it is that brings you joy, get involved. However, I also mean to get involved with people. Build relationships with your peers, your teachers, your counselors. You've also heard the saying, it's all about who you know. Being involved and building relationships will open so many doors and provide so many opportunities for you. Take advantage of this. Try new things, go outside of your comfort zone, just get involved. Be kind. I firmly believe that what will get you furthest in life is being kind to those around you. Be kind to your classmates, your teachers, coworkers, boss, neighbor, and anyone else you come in contact with. You have no idea what that person is dealing with. And as you start to collaborate with others, the way you can communicate your ideas with kindness and listen to others will be crucial to your success. When you enter the working world, your employer can teach you the skills you need to know to be successful at that job, but what they are looking for in hiring you is what kind of person you are. Be open, love people, and be kind. Keep going. Life's not fair, and every single one of us will be faced with challenges from day to day. As I think back on the last year, especially the last few months of your middle school years, I am reminded of how many challenges we have been faced with. COVID-19 has impacted all of us in some way. The people we have lost, the time we have lost with family and friends, but the time we have gained to get to know who we are as a person, the time we have gained to develop healthy habits physically, mentally, and emotionally. COVID-19 has provided us many challenges in life, but we keep going. We learned how to complete our learning at home through a computer. We learned how to wear masks to keep each other safe. We learned how to value our family members and the time we get to spend with them. We kept going. Life isn't fair, so have a support person who will be there for you to encourage you to keep going. For me, that is my dad, Kirk Leeds. When Mrs. Newcomb asked me to give this speech to you today, I admit that I was so unsure and so nervous. I texted my dad and asked his thoughts. He encouraged me to keep going as the teacher that I am. He told me that if I could touch just one person, why would I limit myself? Why would I not keep going? Find your person, your mom, dad, grandma, sister, friend, teacher, coach. Together, remind yourselves that whatever life throws at you, just keep going. You all have proven that if you keep going, you can overcome anything. As a final piece of advice, I would encourage you all to remember where you are from, your home. I know that many of you at this moment in time are tired of Boone. You say there's nothing to do here, you just can't wait to get out. But Boone is home. Remember the people who have taught you, coached you, supported you. Remember the fun nights, the field trips, your first job. Receiving this award means that you are on your way to a successful life. Your home and the people in it helped you find this successful path. Boone is my home. It is where I was raised, where I received my education, where I got my first job, and where I will get married in just 1 month. Take a moment and be thankful for everything that has helped you get to where you are today. I know it hasn't always been easy, but Boone and the people who have influenced you so far will always be here for you. Remember your way home. Here's to you, class of 2024. You have worked tirelessly to get good grades and have accomplished many great things. What you may not know, however, is how much you have taught me. You've challenged me, shared with me, pushed me outside of my comfort zone. You've forgiven me, you've learned with me, and you've celebrated with me. Thank you for all you have done for me as a teacher and as a person. But most importantly, thank you for all you have done and will do for our community. Continue working toward your goals, get involved, be kind, keep going, and always remember your way home. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Leeds. At this time, we will proceed with the presentation of awards. Mr. Kelly, middle school principal, and Mrs. Newell, assistant middle school principal, will introduce each student. Then he or she will receive a certificate from Mr. Kelly or Mrs. Newell. Then they will sign the official Goeppinger Award scroll and receive a Goeppinger pin from Ms. Leeds. I would also invite the students' parents or guardians to stand when their student is recognized. And please hold your applause until all the students have received their awards, and we will recognize the class as a whole.
Aaron Aids. Albert Addy. Wyatt Anderson. Avery Anderson. Wesley Baber. Summer Bailey, Mason Barrett, Archie Bell, Spencer Benson, Mariah Bolton, Gracie Boone, Kyle Brokowski, Hope Birch, Annika Bird, Andrew Carswell, Amelia Clark, Catherine Crook, Carly Krauthamel, Noah Davidson, Hannah Deary, Annabelle Dodd, Lily Ferguson, Neely Ferguson, Matthew Fix, Robert Franks, Jackson Good, Michael Gowdy, Bella Gravy, Tiffany Graham, Kyler Griffiths, Gracie Gustafson, Lucy Hanson, Kiera Hasted, Hallie Heyer, Christian Ingram.
Grace Iracunda. Alice Johnson. Joseph Jordan. Maximus Kostner. Emily Kramer. Sydney Layton. Lily Leininger. Jillian Malice. Kayla Miller. Trevor Minnick. Jacob Mormon. Jesse Murray. Reed Newcomb. Joshua Parrish. Savannah Paul. Jamie Polly. Madeline Picklap. Mia Rohde. Aurelia Schroeder. Paige Searcy. Wyatt Sharp. Martin Smith. Kiana Spora. Ethan Spruill. Lucas Thompson. Miles Tunsvig. Jackson Vale. Grace Van Rokel. Elizabeth Van Dyke. Brenner Walsh. Tatum Waltz. David Weirs. Grant Weisbrod. Samuel Wright. Cameron Young. Macy Zentner.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I think Miss Isley's going to help us back there. It's just another repeat of surprising things for you in your classes. Thanks. It's good enough. I can be in the dark. They don't need to see me. Stand up. You guys stand up. Thank you for joining me in recognizing the 2020 Goeppinger Award recipients. Before we dismiss this afternoon, there are several people who helped make this assembly possible. Thanks to Ms. Bow for preparing the certificates you received, to our custodial staff for setting up the staging area, to Luke Fosselman for his assistance with the lighting and the sound, and Ms. Isley, and to Boone TV for live streaming this event. Let's give all these people a round of applause. At this time, I would like to turn things over to our principal, Mr. Kelly, for some final comments and dismissal instructions.
Thank you. Just wanted to say thank you to all the parents for being patient as we waited for this to happen. I think I had parents at every event that I was at, I think throughout the whole last year. Are we still going to do Goeppingers? Kids sending me messages, when are we going to get Goeppingers? We thought maybe this would never happen. So I appreciate your patience. We felt like this was a big enough moment. We still wanted to have the ceremony and not just hand them a certificate at school and say, here you go. This is a pretty special experience. So thank you for your patience. Students, thank you for your patience. I'm glad we were able to finally make this happen, although we seemed like it didn't. So thanks for working with your kids. Thanks for working through last year and this year. Students, as we're going forward, usually this is odd for us. Usually we're saying try new things when you're in high school. Meet different friends, try different things. And so as you've gotten in there, continue to do those things. I would say Mrs. Leeds had a great message. Be kind, find ways to treat people with respect, reach out and be friends with people that you haven't been friends with, help other people. That is what makes it in life. So we thank you for making great choices and doing good things in your educational career. Continue to try new things, go out for sports, play your instruments, find your passion in speech, find your passion in your exploratory areas, and continue to find passion in those areas so as you move into your college careers, that will direct your life. Special thank you to Mrs. Leeds for her speech today. It's always nice to have a former student, somebody that's been a part of the process and received the award, acknowledge that. As a teacher at first year in the district, it's special to me. She babysat my kids 20 years ago when they were this little, and I had the opportunity to hire her, and now have her giving speeches at the Goeppinger ceremony is amazing. Thanks to Mrs. Newell for all her support and helping out, and a big thank you to Mrs. Newcomb. There's a lot of work that goes into organizing these assemblies, and so to pull off 2 in one day to get this year's and last year's award winners done. I said in our last one, take for granted that Mrs. Gradeville headed that up for the last 23 years that I've been here. And so with her retiring this last year, had a lot of different people step up and say, hey, we'll do that, let's do one thing. Organization isn't always my strong suit. I'm kind of sometimes like, let's get through one day at a time. And so as we've got through a lot of these things as the end of the year, I appreciate all the help and support that Mrs. Newcomb put into organizing this and all the work that it took place. So thank you to Mrs. Newcomb. And with that, as we finish up here, parents, students, if you want to get pictures afterwards, you're welcome to. Students, you need to go back to class for a few minutes. No, all right, just kidding. All right. So, if you want to meet up with your students, you're welcome to hang around, take pictures up here on the stage, outside, out in the hallways. And again, we appreciate everybody and congratulations. Thank you for your patience. Have a great day.
To keep up to date with the latest at Boone High School, make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Boone Television to be notified every time we go live. Thank you for tuning in to Boone TV's live stream.
Hey Torador Nation!
I'm Victoria Lewis.
And I'm Quentin Wilson.
Thanks for watching Boone TV's live stream.
To stay up to date with Boone High School activities, make sure to like us on Facebook,
Follow us on Twitter,
subscribe to our YouTube channel,
and check out our newest addition to social media, TikTok.
so sit back
Relax
and enjoy the show.